This family was moved on from its last camp before it could even light a fire.
The last place that we were in, we were shifted out before we had our breakfast in the morning.
When we move around, so it was very hard upon us. When I come to a place, it'd be all damp. It'd be very hard on us, so.
It is very hard to look after kids on the side of the road. We'd be better off if we had a place for them, you know, to have a place with the off at the road, and we take care of them better than what we are. We could probably give them education or something like this, you know, if we're left in a place long enough. But if we shifted along, you know, from place to place, it's very hard on the kids.
And we'd like if we could get our children to give them some education.
We want to rear them up right and nature like all children.
It was very hard to work. We wouldn't be left any place for to stay for to work.
We have nowhere to go.
If these families could be given a chance to stay on a permanent site, educate their children, the problem would be halfway to being solved inside 10 years.
So this is a hard life we have to put up with. We have to be humiliated in the middle of a town centre just to be left stay and put our children to school.
Yesterday was Roma Nation Day all over Europe. This Romany flag was for the first time handed over to the President of the European Parliament. That means our flag and our people, for the first time, are recognised internationally. That means when somebody comes down to shift you on your roadside, you're not alone. There happen to be 10 million Roma travellers, travelling people across Europe who are uniting together under this flag.
What they did say to me was they have too many gypsies in their area. That's the message I got, and that we have to go because they don't want any more here.
The children of Dale Farm are representing their case very well. I think that at the end of the day, that Basildon Council, we've got £1.5 million to evict these children, and at the end of the day, they've got to look at the human cost, not monetary cost.
Just all we want to do is just be left in our own homes, just be left alone so we can stay going to school, because I just want to be a teacher and I just want to stay in school. I love all my friends and it's so nice to me, thank you.
See, I've been travelling all my life, and the last 12 months is the first time for the kids to settle down. And they've been going to school, and there's numbers there and there's letters now that they can. I can't. They can read some things to me now. I don't know how to read or write. And it's not fair taking that from them.
He told me he was giving me an interview. He wanted to hear about the eviction. He never wanted to talk about the eviction at all. He wanted to talk about income tax and poll tax and the dirt and the filth. Ye gypsies is allegedly to leave the dirt and filth everywhere. What would you say to the population about that? I said, I'll tell you what I would say to the population now. I would say, leave us where we are, because now we have a dustbin man like they have, that takes all their dirt and their litter. But when we're put on the side of the road, we have no dustbin man and we have nowhere to put the dirt.
No room to bring it with us with 3 gas bottles, a generator, 2 or 3 cans of water, 5 or 6 children.
Settling people lives in houses won't give gypsies a chance to settle down. There comes a time you can't stay on the road forever. You have to try and settle.
He said is fine them all. Option 2 is arrest them all. Option 3, he said, is to evict, bring in force and evict. Or he said leave them where they are.
There's over 200 men here, and the tax is paying for all this, and people out getting robbed and mugged and everything. They moved 5 people.
There's a 60-year-old man with bad with his heart. They attacked him in there. They surrounded him and attacked him in there. A 60-year-old man. Would you? I beg you.
Get up, Noreen.
No. Gilbert, I told you.
I will move that. Do not touch it. Oh, please. I'll move it.
I'm telling you, mate. Keep your fingers.
Do not touch my caravan. I will move it. Don't touch it.
Get out of the way. This is not yours. This is ours. Do you understand? Do yourself a favour now. You get on and do it then. You put your finger on that, I may arrest me. Understand? I'm telling you that now. Get out of the way.
We want to
get on the back. I can't be pregnant. That lady's expecting a child.
Take the children out of the way.
Pack me out of the caravan. Because if I don't, she's going to have nothing. Terrible, everything you want. You just keep putting.
When we're up in Curry's and Wick's car park, when it's costing them money with court orders shifting us, it's still costing them money, so I don't know why cannot just leave us here.
50 plots that's got to be vacated, but it could involve up to 150 families.
We're antisocial. We have never ever abused or insulted anybody in the streets, but we get abused and insulted. So they've been antisocial towards us, we're not being antisocial towards them. And Michael Howard and the council made it difficult for us to get in with the community and join in. Because eventually there won't be any travelling. We'll all settle after a while, because our children are not going to go back on the road like we did, because they're going to be brought up now as settled community. So if they want to get rid of travelling, eventually they'll have to accept us and bring us into the community and let us integrate with them. That's going to take time, that's not going to happen overnight. And eventually they'll go from probably sites to yards to houses and probably marry in, but that's going to take a long time. So they'll have to get used to us living with them to get rid of travelling off of the road. That's how it's going to work.
I have nowhere to go! I have nowhere to go! So they're doing this to it. This is somebody's home now. They just drug up and tore around.
I mean, when the council say that you're going to return this to Greenland, they actually mean you're going to return it to ground.
We speak to the council about that.
Well, I will do. But,
that's Greenland.
But it's really, I mean, do you think this is satisfactory as somewhere where there's lots of children around?
Well, it's not pretty, but on the other hand, the travellers have had weeks, months and even years to deal with it themselves.
Okay, when Constance and Co cleared this yard with the JCB, they brought it right across here, just about where the pool of water is here. There was quite a large kitchen building that was knocked down. They used a huge crane to pull out a mobile home from over there, and then they've left it in this disgusting mess, which, how they can call this restoring the green belt doesn't make sense.
In this government building with local government people, trying to get a little bit more respect for gypsies and travellers. One day we'll get justice, one day. When, we don't know, but we will get it one day, hopefully. La 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 la, boo boo tra la la.